वफाकी वज़ीर तिजारत जाम कमाल इस वक्त फार्मा समिट से खिताब कर रहे हैं।
Doing a great job in giving health to people, but your overall contribution is one of the key factors which I also agree is going to contribute in Pakistan's overall growth, Pakistan's potential, and Pakistan's ability to capture a market which still we have not yet done. You know, it's somehow whenever you're in an environment, you just try to relate the subject and the terminologies accordingly also. And the diagnosis that I think which we do require is very important in Pakistan. And without any proper diagnosis, the solutions can at times do a fluke, but majority, in most cases, the cure is never taken place without a proper dialysis, a proper diagnosis and analysis of a situation of anything, whether it be a health of an individual or a health of your country or your industry or anything. I feel Pakistan for the last many years has only focused certain sectors for growth only. And the concentration of those sectors have limited our policy to be around as a subsidiary, as a savior, as an assistance to only those industries. I guess this all must have started from the agriculture crop of cotton that we had. So everything had to revolve around cotton, whether it's process, it's labor, it's value addition. And I would like to congratulate, it's not that I don't want to congratulate, I want to congratulate all the industrialists who have really put in their hard work in Pakistan in bringing the textile industry to a level which definitely gave us a pride in certain products, in value addition, in catering to the needs of our human resource, employment, services, and overall tax receipts to the government. But in all this meanwhile, what we forgot, that with passage of time, how the economic growth took place from textile had to diversify. We had to channelize our focus, our policies to those sectors also, which were in the middle of coming and becoming more opportunities. But somehow we could not see that, except for few areas, again, which gave us a little bit of more pride in terms of the sports goods from Sialkot. Sialkot really emerged as a new product after textile, leather and the sports good where people started to think Pakistan can also lead in other industries too. And same way, we saw how pharmaceutical and surgical goods were taking place. So this journey of expansion and diversification had to really take certain more opportunities in its fare also, and which I believe is the right time where now we are heading and seeing all those new opportunities which can really benefit Pakistan, as was stated in the video also. And that's my core belief also. I'm a very firm believer that every component, every segment, every sector in Pakistan has its own true potential which is yet to be exploited. And how to exactly know what that exploitation is and how to exactly know what that potential of that product, that sector is yet to be identified, is yet to be explored and adventured. And that's one reason in the last government, when the creation of new councils were made, and I recently took a session with most of the councils and only 2 more are left, I had an opportunity of being with the pharma industry and the chemical industry and other industries also. And that was for the first time, being as a minister, any e-commerce minister had an opportunity to really listen what the market of that particular sector has to say. We do have government committees and a lot of platforms where the overall health of economy is discussed. But that health of an economy exists with many other components. As a whole, fine, addressing it makes difference. But I think so Pakistan needs to be very specific now. We need to be very specific and very specialized, like in medicine. It's not any more generalized. It's more specific and it's more specific. And if we go specifics, I think so there are a lot of opportunities we can really explore, we can invest in, and the whole global market is there to be one of its biggest buyers. And I'm very much delighted to see that one of the key industries that Pakistan has, in which we have expertise, we have know-how, we have knowledge, we have experience, and we know exactly how to that work as pharmaceutical industry. And that's why I very much believe that being as the Minister for Commerce, being as a member of the Parliament and the Cabinet member, the federal government now is wanting to see that diversified approach of addressing all the areas where we need to really focus in. Yes, after this post-budget, there are a lot of questions. There are big question marks, which the industry and many other industries do have, what the government has done and what the government is planning to do. I very much agree on certain things with the industry. It has been a very tough time for the industry to survive after the COVID. And right after the COVID, not exactly the pharmaceutical industry, which I think so benefited a little bit from COVID, but at the same time, there were other industries which really took the toll. So Pakistan's coming out from this overall pressure of not only local industry, but how to be an export-oriented market for the last 2-3 years have been very difficult. Those difficulties definitely had to be because of political reasons, economic reasons, our reserves, our inflation, cost of production, ease of business, and many other things which really made things tougher for the industry and the industrialist and business community. And still there are, it's not that things have really become very good in Pakistan, but we are trying our best. We're trying to, the last 6 months have been very challenging time for the government also, who definitely had to like come up and come across all these challenges and slowly and gradually build up that confidence again. It's not an easy thing. To really build up a confidence is, I think so, one of the crucial things which we need to really build up in people's heart. Trust does miracles. And I'm a very firm believer that we need to relate and engage with our business community, meet them as much as we can, engage with their thoughts, listen from them, and give that space where they can really vent out, and then the government and the business community jointly put their effort in going forward and addressing all these challenges and bring Pakistan out of this whole economic issue and crisis. Ladies and gentlemen, you have, I think so, a very wonderful fraternity and a very keen depth of your industry. I would not like to take much of your time, but I would definitely like to, with the closing things, that this government is very much dedicated in not only addressing these issues, but trying to address them in the right manner. We do have a lot of rescue plans which any government brings in, but they're very short while and they're very short-sighted too. We need to develop long-term policies which first of all need to be sustainable. Policies which are not sustainable and their engagement with the international investment is not committed for longer period of time never creates a trust. And that trust is a question mark which is in the minds of people who are working in Pakistan and abroad. And that's the only key thing which really restricts people from coming in Pakistan and the investors to spend more in Pakistan. So our first goal is to really build up that confidence, overcome those impediments, and those impediments can only be fulfilled and covered once we do those right steps in the right manner and concrete steps. We saw few small relief when it comes to interest rate to inflation to the stock market rising a little bit, people's confidence, but at the same time, there's a very big issue of cost of production, which the industry is facing. I was glad to see today the finance ministry is really pushing hard on some of its schemes like the SME sector of Exim Bank and the faster process of sales tax returns and many other returns which the government needs to do, and facilitation of EFS has been one of the key components. But however, at the same time, there are a lot of obligations, as you know all. There are international commitments for going to attain a global financial rescue plan.
इस्लामाबाद में वफाकी वज़ीर तिजारत जाम कमाल इस वक्त पाकिस्तान फार्मा समिट से ख़िताब कर रहे हैं। उन्होंने कहा है कि हम मुल्क की फार्मास्यूटिकल इंडस्ट्री को बेहतर करने के लिए इक़दामात कर रहे हैं और कोशिश है कि हम जल्द तमाम अहदाफ को पूरे कर लें। उन्होंने कहा कि हम ऐसी पॉलिसियाँ लाना चाहते हैं जो तवील अल मुद्दत और पायदार हों। उनकी जानिब से मज़ीद कहा गया कि ऐसी पॉलिसियाँ लाने के लिए वक्त दरकार है। और वज़ीर तिजारत जाम कमाल पाकिस्तान फार्मा समिट से ख़िताब कर रहे थे, जिसका कुछ हिस्सा आपने मुलाहिज़ा किया।